Another day, another project, talking about the Hoopty VR6 here. What we're going to do is we're going to review a product today, and if it works, we'll stop there. So what I did is I went to AutoZone. I bought this back flush kit. I'm going to back flush the cooling system to get all the junk and crap out of it. Once it's back flushed, I'm going to put some clean antifreeze in it. That's full strength, so it needs to be diluted. And we're going to try this stuff that was like $16, $17. K&W Instant Permanent Cooling System Stop Leak. One-step repair, pour and go. Permanently fixes radiators, head gaskets, engine blocks, heater cores, and freeze plugs. Won't clog cooling systems. So basically for the Volkswagen, I'll probably only use half a bottle of this according to the directions. Literally, you just pour and go. That's it. You clean out the garbage in the cooling system, you pour it in, and it's supposed to work. And they even have, where is it? It said somewhere on here, double money back right there. Double money back guarantee. They guarantee that this will work, or they'll give you double your money back. You just call this 800 number. So I am very interested to review this product for you guys because, hey, maybe there's a lot of you out there. Look, it's wintertime right now. A heater is important. By the way, the AC does work on this. Air conditioning works. The heater does not. Maybe somebody out there is experiencing the symptoms of a failed heater core, and those symptoms are, as you saw in yesterday's video, blowing smoke. What appears to be smoke. It's not actually smoke. That's just vapor. That's antifreeze vapor. It will smell very, very sweet. You can smell it. Very sweet. It'll steam up your windshield instead of defogging it. Most heater cores I've seen, I've never seen one as bad as this. I've never seen one that blows that much steam out of the vents, but if you're blowing smoke out of your vents, it smells really sweet. I advise you not to use your heater at all. Crack your windows instead, and don't breathe in those fumes. But maybe you could go get you a $15 bottle, if it works, of K&W. We'll do an unbiased. I paid for this with my own money. Nobody sponsored this. Maybe this will buy you some time. Permanent repair, I don't know about that. But I'd say it's worth a shot, and if it could buy you a few months to get you through springtime or something when it warms up again, well then for $15, you can't beat it. So I'm gonna flush this out, and then we're gonna try out this product. So the first step to back flushing the system is finding the heater inlet hose. And on this one, the heater inlet hose is going to be way back here, and it's actually the leftmost heater core hose, which you probably can't see in the video with my hands on it. There are two hoses running into the firewall, one on the left, one on the right. The one on the left is the heater inlet hose on this car. Now, how you figure that out? Start the car, let it run for about 5 minutes, put your hand on each heater hose. The one that's hot is the one going from the engine to the heater core. That is your heater inlet hose. We need to cut it and then splice the appropriate T into that hose. All right, once you've got your T installed, you're gonna take the black end and screw it on to the T, and the blue end goes to the water hose. You can remember that because the T is black, so just screw the black cap onto the black T. It's gonna be very difficult, if not impossible, for you to see, but down here is my T. Yeah, very difficult to see. I'm just going to screw this on, and then we'll bring the water hose over here and connect it. You take off your radiator cap, get you something underneath to catch the excess overflow, and we will proceed with back flushing the cooling system. We'll see what comes out of it. Okay, we've got our water hose run to the T connector, which is down there where the blue is. And when we turn on the water hose, we're probably still going to make a mess in the driveway. I've got a big pan under there. I'll do my best to capture everything that comes out, but it's probably not going to happen. I'm going to do my best not to make any kind of a real mess here. Luckily, it doesn't look like the majority of this is antifreeze anyway. It's mostly water. This thing's been leaking for some time. So it's definitely important to get this stuff back flushed, cleaned out, and according to the directions on this, this will work best in a flushed and relatively clean cooling system anyway. So we want to do the best we can to get the best results from this to find out if it works or not. Let's turn on the water hose. Let the games begin. Okay, so we've got her running. As you can see, it's mostly just clear water that's coming out of this thing. Looks like somebody decided it was using enough coolant that they didn't want to go back with antifreeze and just put water in it. So it's a good thing we're doing this anyway, because with as cold as it's getting out here, water in a closed system like this is going to burst a freeze plug or a hose. It's going to cause damage. So definitely good to know that almost everything in this is water anyway. We're going to have to make sure we drain this really, really well and go back with some good fresh antifreeze for it. Okay, so we have backflushed the cooling system. We've opened the drain cock. I didn't show you that. That's pretty straightforward. Open the petcock, drain cock. Let the rest of the coolant, or water in this case, it was in the system, out. The system is empty, and in this particular case, this car holds, I think, 11.6 quarts of coolant, so just shy of 3 gallons, and according to the directions, anything 3 gallons and under, use half of the bottle. Shake vigorously for 30 seconds. Do not, under any circumstances, pour this into your expansion tank, okay? It wants you, if you do not have a radiator cap, it wants you to pop the upper drain hose, which is right, or the drain hose, the upper radiator hose, which in my case is right here, and pour half of the bottle into the upper hose. So we're going to shake this up for a while longer, then we will commence to pouring it into the upper radiator hose. All right, it's also worth mentioning, do not pour this into the engine while it is hot or warm, anything. You want the engine ice cold, nice and cold. If that means you got to let it sit overnight, let it sit overnight. We want to follow the directions to a T here, because we actually want this stuff to work. All right, hopefully the way I've got this set will work. We're going to pour half the bottle. We got the upper hose right there. I'm going to pour this slowly and hope that we're not going to leak any out. It should go straight into the radiator. We're not leaking. I can hear it. All right, hold this up to the light there. You can see it's right around that K and W. So maybe just slightly over half a bottle. Now we're going to take out our funnel and we will reattach this upper hose and put the clamp on it. Okay, we've got our upper hose reattached, reclamped. We've got everything moved out of the way here. Now we need to refill with coolant and make sure everything is nice and full. It is very windy today, so I'm going to try to keep this as close to the reservoir as possible so that the wind does not blow our coolant all over the place. We don't want to spill this on the ground, as I do exactly what I set out not to do. All right, looks like the coolant is good. Now the instructions say to start the vehicle and let it run idle for 15 minutes to get up to normal operating temperature, and then drive the car. Now, it does not say to turn the heater on max or anything. A lot of stop leaks I've used in the past have said that. So what we're going to do is we are going to let it run. I want to make sure that we have the proper coolant, so we're going to let it run for just a minute. Yeah, it's already sucked down that coolant, which I figured it would do. So we're going to let it run just a minute with the cap off so that we can keep an eye on our coolant level. We'll give it about another 30 seconds to a minute, and as long as I don't see it drastically drop, we'll go ahead and put the cap back on and we will let it run. You can see it's actually burping some of the air out of this upper hose right here. You can see the air bubbles in it right there. Good, good. Okay. It's only been running for about 2 minutes. The temperature gauge is still pretty much on cold. We are going to leave it alone. I made sure the coolant is full. Everything is looking good so far. The heater is off, and I left the heater off because the instructions did not specify having the heater on. It's 2:14, so we're gonna let it run until about 2:30, which will be a good 15 minutes, and we'll come back and check on it then. All right, it's 2:29. Come back out here. Let's have a look. Make sure everything's doing all right here. I don't see any leaks. Coolant is still full. We have good pressure on the cooling system. Let's take a look at the temperature inside the car. We're at a solid 190 degrees. Do we dare turn on the heater? I've got it on vent, full blast heat. No, we still have some smoke. Granted, it's not as bad as it was, but look at this. I don't know if you could see that coming out of the vents there, but we've definitely still got some smoke here. Next step, it says, is to take it for a drive. So I guess I need to put the plate on and get ready to do that. Okay, so temperature is good. We're doing the speed limit, 40 miles an hour. I still see smoke coming out of the vent. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's going to be some residual antifreeze left in there probably for a while. So even if the leak has stopped, it's likely that we're still going to see some, it's not really smoke, it's vapor coming out of it. So I'm going to take this thing around, going to cruise around for a while, keep my eye on the temperature gauge. The heat is not on at this time. Hell, I've even got the sunroof open. I've got all the windows open. This window doesn't work. We're just going to keep driving it around for a little bit, like the instructions said, and see what happens. Okay, so we're back. I've been monitoring the coolant temperature as well as the engine RPMs. This is live streaming data from the Blue Driver dongle that I've promoted on here before. This thing really does come in handy. I'll put a link to it in the description because I've always got somebody asking where I got it from, but there it is right there. Thing is awesome for check engine lights, ABS lights, airbag, all kinds of stuff. Live monitoring. Newer vehicles have more options. Older vehicles obviously don't have near as many options, but coolant temperature, oddly enough, seems to be holding a little low. It's been steady around 145, 147 degrees. Kind of strange, since the thermostat shouldn't even open until at least around 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which would explain why the heat coming out isn't particularly hot. I will say this though, we have the heat running full blast right now, and lo and behold, the heat is warm. Yes, it's still fogged up, but keep in mind, this thing probably has a lot of moisture still in it. So it is fogged up, but you remember before we were just blowing plumes of steam out of the air vents, and this thing is on full blast, heat, and it's on vent. Put on recirculate, blow it out a little harder. How about that? Like I said, the heat works. It's warm, but because the temperature is hanging out around 145 degrees, the heat is not hot like it should be. So my guess is someone probably has been down here and pulled the thermostat out at some point for some reason, so it may not even have a thermostat in it. It's definitely running colder than it should, but it is running nonetheless. The heat is working, and we're not blowing out plumes of smoke. So I'm gonna say at this point, this stuff right here is a win. All right, so the next logical thing to do is to get the old girl out on the highway. And see how she does. All right, we're up to speed. There's 70, smooth as butter. Cruise control is set. Not bad. No vibration in the steering or nothing. Very smooth. Wait, what is this? Is this smoke? Oh man, that's steam. There's Tim.
I'm protecting myself.
Uh-oh.
Brain damage.
Uh-oh. Well, yeah, I think we're gonna have to say that repair was not successful. Damn. But man, it rides so good. I guess we're gonna have to get off the highway here and turn it back around. This is a preliminary test before trying to get this thing down to Mike, aka Weird Beard. Needless to say, yeah, that just didn't work. Thankfully, I got the heated seats, man. The heated seats feel really good. So there's a lot of you that seem to think this car is worth quite a bit of money. Several of you have said you could get $3,000, $4,000 out of this car if I were to replace the heater core. What else? Fix the hood, the bumper, the grille, the window regulators, all the interior trim pieces that are broken, which are pretty much all of them. Let me tell you something. I know my market. This car is never going to bring $3,000. This car in excellent condition today, I still probably couldn't get more than $1,500 for it. And it needs a lot of work to be able to be sold for $1,500. So, considering I've already got $540 in it, plus $60 from AutoZone the other night, you're talking close to right around $600 in this car already. And some of you want me to put a hood on it and a bumper? Nah. Nah. Window regulator? Nope. Not happening. At this point, I'm going to call this heater core repair a complete fail. I will be calling K&W to see what their money back policy is, or double money back policy. The sad thing is, though, is other than the heater core and the fact that the car is just a junker, Tim, I had some people call me a liar when I said that it runs and drives great.
It does.
We just had it on the highway, 70 miles an hour. Did it not drive perfectly fine?
No, it drove perfectly wonderful.
It's smooth. It's relatively quiet. You get occasional lifter tick from certain RPMs. It goes away, it comes. But, I mean, it really does. It drives straight. It's smooth. It shifts flawlessly. It's got great get up and go. Good power, no overheating, nothing. It really is. It's a great running car. It just got a bad heater core, and I'm not fixing to get into all that. So I guess now we got to decide, what do we do? You know, it does great on the highway, so I believe it would make the trip down to Weird Beard auto sales, you know, but I don't know. I don't know if someone could use this, you know, if we priced it cheap enough. You know, maybe someone could get some good use out of it, fully disclose that it needs a heater core and that the heater core has been bypassed. And obviously the interior is just junk on it, but decisions. Garage looks like Precision Collision, or Mako beats Quake like Waco. Well, now I will say this is not as bad as it was. It's still pretty rough though. Look how quick it just fogs up. It's just no good. So it's literally in the 20s right now, and I'm wearing no jacket so that I can represent Fix Bros on YouTube. Go check out Fix Bros. Awesome dudes. Their dad, the kids, both very awesome dudes. Do some great work on YouTube. Go check them out. And this is shout out number 2 to Superior Auto Flips on YouTube. Justin, that's number 2. Number 2, that means I have fulfilled my end of the bargain, and Justin is going to wrap and ceramic coat the rims, or sorry, no, he's going to wrap the car, ceramic coat the car, and then ceramic coat the rims as well. I'm really excited about that. All right, so aside from that, I believe I have acquired, as Sam Crack would put it, a money pit Jetta. Now, I'm not going to drop $17,000 into this one, so I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm sure he was pissed. But I'm going to tell you this, at this point, I am done. Tomorrow, I will call Pull Apart. I will call LKQ. I'll probably even call Copart and see what it would take to run it back through the auction. We're done. We're done. It's such a shame, too. So, I went to bypass the heater core. It's real simple. You just cut the two hoses and you splice them together. Well, the exhaust, because it was still hot, I've got a bit of a red like burn here and a pretty decent sized blister. That's on me, my bad. I shouldn't be screwing with a hot car. I was just trying to get it done because it's freezing cold out here. It's really cold. Wanted to get it done and over with. And I take the two hoses and I go to splice them together. And then I feel something just pop loose and I'm like, what was that? It's a hose that attaches somewhere to the engine under the throttle body or something. It's corroded. Everything in there is corroded. When I pulled the hoses off and I took a look, they're literally deteriorated, corroded. It's bad. The cooling system in this thing has got to be junk. So I'm done. I'm not going to continue throwing good money after bad. I'm not going to waste any more time on this car because there are so many other things that I need to be doing. There's work on the Z that I need to get down to Mike's and help him with. There's work on the red truck. We got doors and stuff to pick up for the black truck, mirrors to put on. We've got so much work to do. I don't have time to screw with this POS. And thanks to it being so cold outside, my GoPro batteries just die like this. It's ridiculous. So that's it. We're done. We'll probably do a follow-up video or something where I talk about who came and picked it up. LKQ, Pull Apart, Copart, I don't know. But this car is it's out of here. We're done. I'm finished with it. I'm gonna lose money on it. You know, that's just the way it is, unless I decide to just pick it apart and tear it apart and part it out. And I don't know. There's a lot for me to think about, so I'm not going to get into that on this video. But there it is, there it was, and there it goes. We'll figure all that out later. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me. And boy, this is a quick one. Okay. Anyway, damn it. It happens. This is why I tell you guys, don't ever buy cars sight unseen. If I'd seen this car in person, there's no way in hell I would have ever bought it. But you win some, you lose some. That's just how it goes. Thanks again for watching. Stay safe out there, everybody. I will catch you very, very soon in another one.